Okay, I came on like maybe a minute earlier than usual, so I want to make sure that I get people on and give people enough time to get on. Just give me a moment to get every. Facebook after this, and then we take a little break. Okay. Okay, we'll start in a few seconds. If you're on, you can go ahead and say hi, share this out if you're on Facebook. We have, this is going to definitely be the live where you can ask a lot of questions. We hope we can answer those questions for you, give you more information about HAAB, whether you, excuse me, whether you are eligible to be a member or not. We still want to give you more information because we have a lot coming up in 2018. And it's not just for members. We're going to have some stuff for non-members to take part, to have some fun as well. So, okay, I see a few people have hopped on. Please make sure you share this out. This is the live where we would definitely welcome more people to ask questions. I do have things I'm going to share, but this is definitely the live. I want to make sure that I'm answering questions related to HAAB. So we'll start in a few seconds, but go ahead and make sure you hit the share button. Okay, I see a few more people have joined in. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself and who the association is, and then I'll get into tonight's topic, what can you expect from HAAB? My name is Vernetta R. Franey. I'm the organizer of the Houston African American Bloggers Association, otherwise known as HAAB, and we'll say HAAB for the rest of this live. HAAB helps our members get paid, gain exclusive access to high connections, and stay up to date on the latest industry news, trends, and strategies. We do this because we know how challenging it is for African American voices to not only be heard, but to be respected and accepted in the online content creator world. So that's who I am. That's a little bit about who HAAB is. Tonight's topic is, what can you expect from HAAB? So to kind of review what we've been able to do this year for members and non-members alike. This year, for non-members, we hosted our annual co-working day. That is where we allow creatives, bloggers, content creators, creative entrepreneurs to come and spend a few hours working on whatever project they have at the moment, get feedback, meet new people. So our co-working are, and this year we sold out on our blog bootcamp. We actually had way more people. Um, okay. We had a sold out boot camp. We also started doing Facebook Lives this summer. And that a lot of regrouping. But we Facebook Lives to give you information, you content about what's happening in the blogging world, things that you should probably this summer, just have provided this year for non-members. For our members, we hosted our inaugural Pitch Perfect, which allowed our members to learn more about working with publicists and media. We had our boot camp, which our members get to attend for free because it comes with their dues. We had Blog Review Day, where our members were able to really get the technical aspect of their blog looked at and provided a lot of feedback on that. We had a brunch. We have our upcoming holiday party. What else have we done for members? Goodness, we've done a lot. Definitely provided a lot more trainings this year than previously. But essentially, HAAB has been able to provide information, resources, events for members and non-members alike. We worked with a few more businesses and brands this year. As well, we were able to pay a few more of our members through those types of campaigns. So 2017 was definitely the seal to our foundational year. Next year, we're going to make sure that everything we do coming up for our members. We definitely would love if you are interested and you live in the Houston area, you are of African American descent or of African descent, and you have a blog, YouTube channel, or podcast. Those are the requirements, and we do make sure that those check out. But we definitely would love you guys to join, because this is the one time that you get to say, for example, let's say you pay annual dues, you pay your $100, you get monthly trainings, you get an in-person type workshop quarterly, you get access to media and publicists, you get access to paid campaigns that you do not have to search for, that you do not have to vet, that you do not have to negotiate prices for. You get all of this for $100. There's not many other blog groups that are providing this type of service at this price. If they're not charging you, they're usually taking a larger cut of whatever money you make through them. We make sure that our members are always up to date, in the know of what's happening, what's going on in the blogging. We make sure our trainings are relevant to what's happening to make sure that they can go even further. We have so stay tuned, stay tuned, stay stated to you guys that we're focusing on video and audio for next year. So that is going to be the focus of the blog boot camp. You're not going to get there to have fluff. We really want you to have hands-on experience, see things in action. So in January, we are going to announce a lot of information related to our boot camp. The only thing we can tell you now, it is August 4th, always the first Saturday of August. So we have our boot camp that is coming up next year that will focus on video and audio. We will bring our co-working day back so that you guys who are not in the group can, connect with us. The co-working day is open to everyone. You do not have to be African American. You don't even have to be a blogger. If you just want to come somewhere for a few hours and work, our co-working day is always we do for our members. We have trainings already scheduled for the first quarter. We have a very fun event coming up for our members related to the Black Panther movie coming out in February. We also have something else coming down the pipeline that I wanted to announce tonight, but we just didn't have everything in place in order for me to make that particular announcement. But we are trying to close something where we are going to partner with another entity. And once those details are finalized, we will definitely come back on and share what that is. But it's a way for non-members to also get to experience the that particular project. We hope to announce definitely within the next week or two. But we have a lot to expect from HAAB. The one thing that we want to make sure that people understand, we are working to be the advocate for African American bloggers to get paid for the content that they are creating, for brands to pay them, not through free products, not through exposure, but to actually put money into your account, money into your pocket, so that you can spend that money on whatever it is you want to. So we're definitely working towards making sure that we advocate on behalf of bloggers in this city so that you are respected in this industry and public can show us. The way they can show us that we are respected is by paying us for the content and access to our audiences. If you have questions, please feel free to drop the questions. I will answer them as I see them rolling up. Move that out the way. But HAAB is the only blog association of its kind in this country. And so with that, we are definitely setting trends. We have done this for 3 years, working to build to this point where we have an established foundation, and we have that. We want other bloggers to understand whether you are eligible to join our bloggers need to create a collective so that all the voices pushed out and serious is for bloggers to be taken seriously for our craft, bloggers to be taken seriously for our time, bloggers to be taken seriously as professionals. That is what we're advocating for our members. We hope that if you are not eligible to be a member, you don't live in Houston or whatever the case may be, you create an association. Next year, we may be able to help you do that with some consulting, but in the meantime, going at blogging alone or going at blogging in free groups can only get you so far. But when you have a collective power, when you are a collective force, people listen, people pay attention, and people are more readily to accept what you have to say about certain issues, what you want to say is necessary in order for work to move forward, in order for you to do work with them. What can you expect from HAAB? You can expect us to be vocal on behalf of our members. You can expect us to be vocal on behalf of the industry, period, because there are a lot of us who get paid from doing this, and there are a lot more people who want to get paid from doing this, and they need to have a place that's going to work on their behalf as well as protect them in the meantime. If plumbers can have an association, if teachers can have an association, if welders can have an association, if speakers can have an association, they join these associations because it allows them to have some type of protection. It allows them to have a place to continually learn. It allows them to have a place to meet other people within their industry. It allows them to have a place for them to be a mentor. It's not we can't figure out what works and what doesn't work by ourselves. We have to have other people we can bounce ideas off of. We have to be able to post in a group and get responses and get answers that are helpful, and not someone posting, well, if you take my free day, my 5-day free challenge, or you sign up for my how to become a better blogger class, nothing wrong with any of that. But sometimes you just want an answer to your question. You do not want someone to come at you trying to sell you something. In our membership, we don't allow that. If someone posts a question, they get an answer. If we have members who are selling something, they will let the leadership team know, and we will make sure that we get that into that information to our members. But we do not intentionally allow people to hard sell our members, because you're there to be part of a community. You're not there to be a target audience. You're not there to be sold to at every turn, every post, every comment. Most associations have membership dues, and then for every single thing related to that association, you have to pay for their monthly meetings, their lunches, their brunches, their trainings, their conferences. You have to pay for everything. With us, that's not the case. Once you pay your dues, you have access to our trainings, to all of our events, our annual boot camp, to the newsletter where we paid opportunities on there, to our Pitch Perfect event where we introduce you to media and to publicists. You have access to all the resources, information. We try to mentor any new bloggers we have. All of that for $100 a year. So that's not even a small percentage of what we offer you. However, we decided that if we were going to create a membership, if HAAB was going to be something that bloggers needed, it needed to be affordable and it needed to be something that we needed. Bloggers need a collective. Bloggers need a community. Bloggers need to learn monthly, not when they can afford it. Everyone can't come up with $97 for this 2-hour webinar, and then you may or may not get your question answered. If you're paying $97, that's pretty much our yearly dues. And not only will you get monthly trainings, but you get answers to every question you post in the group without being a hard sell. So you can expect HAAB to blogging needs to be a little bit more organized. Blogging needs to have a collective that speaks on behalf of everyone in that collective. Bloggers should not be disenfranchised, and bloggers should not belong to networks that close without any warning and take all of your money or not pay you out once they close. Over the last couple of years, we've seen several blogging agencies, blogging networks that closed because of whatever financial reasons they were going through, and then bloggers were left without payment. In an association, we explain to you about contracts. We explain to you about making sure that you get paid no matter what. That's what happens in an association. In a blog network, they don't do that. That's a business. They are there to make money. Whether you get paid or not, it is important to them, but it's not important to them. Because if it was important to the companies that closed without paying their bloggers, they would have found a way to pay their bloggers and not just shut down without leaving those bloggers in frustrating state because they didn't know what happened. It closed so suddenly and they're not getting paid for all the work they did for those campaigns. HAAB is going to be the trendsetter. HAAB is going to put things out there. HAAB is going to show why every city needs to have a blog association, why every blogger needs to belong to a blog association, because you can only do so much on your own, especially when it comes to the legal part of defending yourself against bigger brands. They have the finances. If you were there by yourself, how are you? I answer questions. That's something you need to think about. There are a lot of bloggers who will do work without a contract because the brand's like, oh, well, it's okay. It's not okay. Whether you're big or small, it's not okay. And at least with HAAB, we have let it be known that you need to pay us up front or there's no work going to be done. We're not going to take a chance for our members to work on something for you and then you ditch us at the last, 11th hour and not pay. So money comes up front so that we can make sure that members get paid. We do not pay our members until the work is done. And everyone we've worked with, from big brands to small brands, have been satisfied. We make sure that our members are trained and have everything they need. Okay. But we make sure that every client, whether they're big or small, gets what they pay for. And our bloggers are trained for that. They are prepared to handle those types of cases, those types of campaigns. Several of our members, the first time they've gotten paid for being a blogger was through us. If you are a micro blogger, if you are a small blogger and you do not have large numbers, micro bloggers means you have smaller numbers, there's very few networks that will work with you if you have 2,000 followers. If you have less than that, we're not worried about your numbers. We can help you maximize what you have. But for people to have maybe a following of 1,000 to 1,500 followers and get paid, you really can't. Across the board, they want you to have X amount of traffic to your blog. If you're in an association, you'll learn how to increase that. You'll learn how to maximize the numbers that you have. But the main thing is you can still be eligible to get paid whether you have 10,000 members. You can still get paid no matter what the case is. If you are doing everything that we have suggested, if you're doing everything to make sure that you have the professional things, you have your EIN number, you have your DBA, you have your website, you have an email, you have a business bank account, those are things that you need to have in place. We're going to make sure that we help you along and get to the point where you can start getting paid. Your sole blogging income can't come from the association, but we can make sure that we provide opportunities for you, but we also teach you how to go out and get your own paid opportunities as well. So if you have questions, please go ahead and post them. Like I said, I want to answer your questions if I can, if you have them. From HAAB in 2018. We are going to be advocates for bloggers. We are going to show why a blog association is necessary in every city in this country. Because on the continent of Africa, there are blog associations. I do not know how they are run, but there are blog associations. We follow several of them on Twitter. But blog associations, why they are important. You can expect us to make sure that our members always receive what they need when they need it and are very aware of what's happening before the rest of the blogosphere knows about it. We try to make sure we see the trends coming and prepare our members for what's to come down the pipeline. Okay, I think I was having a little bit of trouble with the Wi-Fi. So question so that I can answer that. I see there are quite a few people who are on, but I want to make sure that I answer questions. And you know, Facebook Live it's just not my thing with trying to see the questions. If you have a question on Instagram, you can post that as well. Main thing, remember, blog association, that is going to be the trend coming down the pipeline. HAAB is on the scene already. We know it is something that's necessary. And we're already there. We're already prepared. We have things in place. All we're going to do is continue to work when everyone else is trying to create their association so that they have a voice for their membership. But HAAB is already, we're already in the future. I'll put it that way. HAAB is already in the future because blog associations will become a standard thing because the more people are making money, the more people who get into blogging, you're going to have something that, as a collective, speaks on your behalf, so you're not swindled. So you know the basics. So you know the basics of turning your blog into a business and maintaining it as a business, managing it as a business, and keeping cash flow coming in. Okay, are there any questions? But if you private message us, you know, we'll answer that. Now, if you get very technical with your question, you may want to join HAAB. If you're not eligible to join HAAB, then we may send you an invoice. Just kidding, not kidding. We provide detailed answers for our members because they pay for it. So it would only be right for us to make sure that we're not giving detailed answers to people who are not within our membership. That's a perk. Okay, I am going to log off, and I will see you guys next Monday. Our last Twitter chat and our last Facebook chat. We are going to the FCC vote. Next Monday at 7 p.m. Central is our last Facebook Live. We are going to talk about how to crush 2018. And if you have not joined an area and you are eligible and you meet our requirements, go ahead and join HAAB, because you definitely want to be part of the collective. Things coming down the pipeline that I cannot wait to share with you guys once we finalize that. But definitely, if you can build an association for the profession that you're in, whether it's teaching, whether it's speaking, being an administrative assistant, being a publicist, a plumber, a welder, whatever industry you're in, if you can belong to an association for that, then you should belong to an association as a blogger. I'm going to end, and I'm going to end with that, and we will see you next Monday, 7 p.m. for our last Facebook Live of 2017.